This is BMW's i4. It's all electric, rear-wheel drive, based on the 3 Series platform and the 4 Series Coupe. And surprise, surprise, it drives like a proper BMW. Question is it nicer than something we consider to be one of the best driving cars around? I've asked Saumil to give me a little bit of help with this. Check it out. That's right, that's the 340i, and we're going to tell you which car is nicer to drive, nicer to own, and the better choice, especially if you love to drive. Okay, so where do we begin? Well, I think first up is the driving position. Real BMW driving position, slightly low, very sporty, a great view of the road ahead nonetheless, and immediately as soon as you see a corner, you want to drive it. And yes, the i4 doesn't disappoint at all. Now the steering is pretty light in Eco Pro and Comfort, but once I put it into Sport, well, there's a bit more weight added, which feels nice. There's a lot more kick from the motor, even nicer. It gives you plenty of feel. The back slides around a bit when you're in Sport, and it allows you a bit of leeway, and that just makes this car loads and loads of fun. And what I'm particularly pleased about is that battery slung down low doesn't spoil the driving experience too much, even on a road that undulates and moves up and down in this manner. The body control is pretty good, especially when you consider the weight of the battery. In fact, the driving experience is so good, I'll say this electric BMW is as much fun as a petrol one. Yes, it is very low and you have to take care on speed breakers, and then sometimes even then the bottom touches. The clearance is just 125 mm, but surprisingly the i4 actually rides pretty well. There's a degree of suppleness that's difficult to believe. This car rides better than a regular 3 Series. And of course, here's what's great about this car as well. The electric grunt, and yes, that initial bottom end is very strong, so that shows you the kind of acceleration and punch you have. And what's also great is that after that initial nice strong bottom end punch, the throttle remains pretty linear. The harder you press down, the more it accelerates. And that frankly is exactly what you're looking for, a sort of linearity with the throttle. Now it does flatten out towards the top after around 60 or 70%. And no, it will not give you that same top end feeling of a good BMW 6-cylinder. And Saumil will be telling you just that.
The M340i uses the straight-six 3-liter turbocharged petrol engine that makes 387 horsepower. Now, because it's so explosive and so free-revving, this is considered one of the best engines from BMW this side of an M car. The engine revs to 7,000 RPM and it sounds something like this. This one uses ZF's telepathic 8-speed automatic transmission. Now this is as quick, if not quicker, than any dual clutch automatic on sale, and it predicts exactly which gear you want to be in at all times. And the best part is, it gets it right every single time. In India, we only get the M340i with BMW's X-Drive all-wheel drive system. Now it is rear biased, but it still powers all the four wheels, and unlike the M cars, you cannot have a rear wheel drive only mode. So sliding the car around is not all that easy. You have to be a lot more aggressive with your steering inputs, and it is not a walk in the park like in the M cars. But on a road like this, there is just so much grip on offer, and the steering is pretty communicative, so it offers a really confidence-inspiring drive experience. Now in this car, the steering does weigh up quite well. It really inspires a lot of confidence while tackling corners.
So what's not to like then? To begin with, it looks just like a run-of-the-mill 3 Series, both inside and out.
The downside of all that grip is that the ride is very firm. It gets lumpy over bad roads, and yes, for everyday driving, the seats are a bit hard. But as a driving enthusiast, in my opinion, this M340i is all the car, all the performance, and all the handling you need. Okay, now it's time to see what the electric BMW is like. Whoa! Not bad at all. You just can't tell this is BMW's first all-electric sedan. I mean, this is such a fundamentally sorted car. And compared to that M340i, this interior feels just so special thanks to these two twin screens and this whole curved layout. It just feels very premium, and it feels a lot more special. The 340i, it just feels like any other BMW 3 Series. Even those frameless windows add to the sense of occasion. But it's not all perfect. The front grille will polarize opinions, and the rear seat space is a bit tight. But the best part of the i4 is that despite being a full import, it is similarly priced to the locally assembled M340i.
Now this is what I was looking forward to, that straight 6 engine. And I was instantly reminded of why we love this M340i so much. And wow, immediately, woof, what an engine. I just can't resist pulling it. And the steering, even in the straight ahead, has so much more feel and weight. It's just wow. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Told you. 3-liter turbo petrol engine, BMW sedan. This is what represents the brand.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Explosive performance, that oral sound, the oral experience. I don't think you can get that with the i4.
Not at all.
And that steering, I mean, on the Ghats that we drove right now,
Absolutely.
it
So much more
handled
weight.
so much more engagement.
The thing is, even with their first electric sedan, BMW has come such a long way. They've come almost right up to what is practically an M car. And it got us questioning ourselves. We asked ourselves, is this really that good? Of course, when you put them together, it isn't quite. But it's a great driving experience on its own. It's got a beautiful chassis. It points into corners. The throttle is nice and linear. It gives you that, connected driver feel. Well, tomorrow, maybe the electric will be better.
But not today.
But not today.